In this episode, I'm going to be working on two tanks. Both of them will have barbs in them, and I'm trying to make it look more natural, even though I'm going to be using mainly artificial plants, simply because barbs just, well, they eat all your plants. The only thing that I have in here is a water poppy in behind, and a little bit of water lettuce. It's about the only thing they haven't eaten on me. Well, stay tuned, everyone. I've been working on my barbed tank, and I decided to go with a East Asian riverbed system look. And I'm sort of satisfied with some of it, but I think I need a little bit more gravel. And being that I like to do everything ass backwards, apparently, I'm going to be adding some gravel to what's already existed here. My Odessa barbs are already really upset that I've moved everything and are still in hiding, believe it or not. Man, they like to hide. Can you believe there's over 20 of them in here? The barbs you see way in the background are in a different tank altogether. So how many barbs have you seen? Seen the zebras swimming around, but no Odessa barbs. I told you, they're masters at hiding. Did you see that rocket just go by? Man, they're quick. Well, I'm going to really disrupt them and add a bit of gravel. Hopefully I don't make a mess of it, because I really don't want to tear everything apart again. Well, part of me living my life ass backwards, I started to add a bit more rock to the tank. You have to put that in gently. So I'm going to mix this all up in here. Make sure it's nice and clean. So I'm not adding more dirt and debris into my tank. This riverbed better look good after all this work. See how much dirt is actually in here? Wow. These are bags of gravel. This is why it's really important to wash it, because it all adds up in your tank, and you certainly don't want that. Now you would think with all this stream it would indicate this water's hot, and it really is. I'm just not smart enough to take my hand out of it. Oh, before some Weisenheimer tells my wife that I used her good colanders, these are actually mine. I got smart and bought my own. That way I can't get in trouble for using my wife's. It took me a lot of years to realize this, but you know what? Age does have its benefits. My Odessa barbs are still being pretty shy after I did all the move, and I'm trying to entice them out with some food. It's been a few days. Zebras don't seem to be fazed much by anything, and I was kind of hoping that they would bring more of the Odessas out and calm them up a bit. So I'm just going to have to wait another day or so, and then hopefully they'll be out and I can show you what all I've done in here. Well, you can see that the Odessa barbs are finally starting to come out. It's taken a couple days, and in fact I've had to feed them just to entice them to come out. Now, Odessa barbs, for me anyways, are normally quite a friendly fish, but once they get frightened, it takes them a long time to get back to their normal behavior. Otherwise, they'll just hide all the time on you. I found that outside a lot, that they spent a lot of their time hiding. I'd hoped with the zebrafish, which, being the zebra Daniel, would calm them down a little bit more, as the zebras seem to be swimming around as they don't have a care in the world. Now the Odessas are starting to come out and starting to act a little bit more like themselves, but you can see they're still pretty skittish, still doing a lot of hiding. The coloration is starting to come back. It's still going to take, probably another couple weeks for them to get back to normal, and then I should be able to start hand feeding them again. They are such a beautiful fish and so underrated in the fish community. The colors are vibrant. It's so easy to sex the two, with the males so brilliant in their coloration. And the females are a good looking fish as well. They're a little bit wider bodied and not as colored. So why I decided to go with zebra or zebra Daniel in this tank is both fish would be seen in the same body of water, and I really tried to mimic this just for my own peace of mind and to give them more of a natural setting. I think I've done this. I wish I could have had more natural plants in there, as in live plants, but Odessas just decimate them. So I've had to go with fake plants, even though there are a little bit of water poppy and water lettuce in there. I'm hoping that grows a bit more so I have some more vegetation going. So make sure you stay tuned for further updates on these guys. And in a couple days, the barbs were back to themselves. Back to being hungry, feed me, feed me, feed me, feed me. It just took a matter of a couple days. So those who stuck around for the bonus feature, you got to see the barbs back to themselves. Thanks everyone. Remember to hit that like button, think about subscribing, and hit that notification bell. Well, as I said, this is a two-part build of the fish tanks. Now, you already saw in the last episode what a mess the green-blue algae caused, and you got a quick glimpse. So now you're going to get to see it underwater, and then I'm going to show you or tell you what all I did and what species I'm keeping in there. So come on with me, and we'll go into the microfish room. You can see the riverbed system in this tank. It's pretty much done. I've got rosy barbs, gold barbs, and white cloud mountain minnows that are all from roughly the same area in East Asia. And it's a possibility that they could all live in the same body of water in a natural setting. Now obviously these are all tank bred, and there's no longfin in the wild. But these guys are very active, and by the looks of it, they're in the spawning mood here. So I might even be able to catch them spawning. The rosy barbs, the males are obviously a little more darker red and have the black fins, where the females do not. But they're definitely into the big chase, so I wouldn't be surprised if they breed in here. Now the likelihood of anything surviving in here is not overly great, although there is lots of hiding spots and crevices with the big rocks and the plants. As I stated before, there is no natural plants in here, simply because rosy barbs are famous for eating all your plants. Now they're great at keeping algae down, though. You see from up above, it's a nice clear tank. I tried to emulate a bit of a stream here. And I think I've got the riverbed system pretty close. I'm pretty happy with it. And apparently the fish are pretty happy with it too. See if I can get a shot later underwater and see if I can get them when they're in more of the spawn mode. Just for your information, the gold barb, also known as the Chinese barb, it's pretty small right now, but will grow pretty rapidly and get almost as big as the rosy barbs. Now the rosy barbs are only about half the size they can be. I'm hoping to double that, given the size of the tank that they're in, and the fact that they'll be going outside again next year. I should get some more size out of them. Plus I have all their fry, which are almost big enough to go into this tank now. So anyways, I hope everyone's enjoyed this and the two tanks that I've set up to be as natural as I can for the East Asian riverbed system. Stated before, all these fish can be found probably in the same water. I don't know if it's exactly the Red River Basin, but it's pretty close. I hope you enjoyed. Hit that like button, subscribe, and if you can, hit the notifications so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Take care, everyone. Thanks again for watching.